me again, quickly, just doing a little bit of an explanation on those projects. This is the Monotonic Alchemy. It cost a fortune, by the way, and also I'm outside so I can talk louder. It's a bit weird when you're in a flat. I don't want to sound like a nutcase talking about Kudong tea and Jesus this and bizarre stuff, all sorts of things that research based on it, and you know. Don't worry, I'm not religious, I'm more spiritual and esoteric. Yeah, basically this is a Kudong. This is your Kudong tea. Well, it's like a herbal mix I got from the Chinese doctor. And we've also got some other sort of bottled herbs given as well. It's pretty the same old stuff actually. It's got a few of the same ingredients. There's a root in it, it's really bitter. As I probably mentioned in my other video, what you want to do with this, the guy advised 10 minutes to boil it, but it's basically hard to eat. You can't, hard to drink. You can't drink it at all. What you need to do is put the herbs in a saucepan, put about 3 pints of water in there, let it soak for 5 minutes, boil it hard, put it on a hard boil for a minute, and then put it onto a simmer for 5. It tends just too strong, and you can put extra water in there, and then you have your drink. It's very powerful stuff, really good for your energy, or give you a buzz. At first you might not notice it, but you come on pretty quickly, and then if you do Qigong or anything like that, you'll go, wow, this is really good stuff. It's as good as ORMUS or anything else in there. It's probably got natural ORMUS and other things. You can do your research on it. It's the ultimate medicine if you're Chinese or any other race, to be honest. Okay, so there we go. That's something I want to explain about. The other thing about useful tips I'd say is that after you finish using herbs, freeze them and then reboil them. They say to boil them twice. Why do you want to boil something twice and throw it away? It costs you a fortune. So just keep reusing them. Once it loses its flavour, then obviously it loses its efficiency as well. Certain amino acids and so on, you'll probably get out of the first 2 hits, but there's other things in it you're going to get out of it. And actually, the second boil has more energy than the first, because it's soaked up, it's soaked down, it's broken down as well. The other thing as well, it's quite waxy, so like I say, it's quite horrible. The flavour can be quite a bit. You want to take a while to get used to it. You wouldn't be able to put the whole mouth and just swallow it all up, just drink the whole lot at once. You'll probably reach a bit, won't you? Okay, there's other areas of research. This is monotonic gold. There's no ORMUS at the end. I recently got that. Massive thing there. This is my Kali fluoride, and it's calcium fluoride. That's a cell salt. You wouldn't normally get that in you won't get it in your vitamins, put it that way. And there's magnesium phosphate. Yeah, basically these 2 chemicals, these relate to the my Zodiac thing. You would probably need to see Santos and his syncretism to do with it. Secretism. There we go. Got it. Anyway, yeah, you basically want to do the research on that. Basically, this relates to your Zodiac, because even though you're 9 months in the womb, there's going to be some basic cell salts that you're not going to properly develop, and it's to do with this cycle where when you're born, and basically you've all got strengths and weaknesses in our bodies, and that's what that relates to. Very good stuff. I had a problem with my neck when someone was flicking, and had a problem with the problem with just the neck. It was just irritating, like stiff neck and head tension and all sorts of fun. And when I had these 2, basically the first thing I found was after a short period of time is that I felt like my neck had been raised, like it was something like an anti-gravity feeling. Something, hello, I wonder if we got like there's something I've read about the insects' wings, and that they've actually got some ORMUS in them, or they've got some sort of monatomic elements in them, and it helps them fly better. So I wondered if we got that between each of the basically in your spinal column. You've got that, and it's actually not just rested on the bones and in your muscle tissue, it's actually got something that elevates it. So yeah, so I noticed that and it became a lot easier, and that's, no problems at all. That's great. And the other thing, we've got frankincense. I'll explain why I've got that. Because I've been re-looking at some of the esoteric stuff, and we go back to the story of the 3 wise men. They brought along these things. Now they brought gold. Why would you bring a baby gold? So probably not. And also Jesus, Son of God, all this sort of stuff. From the sun. So we've got this monotonic gold. So I think, oh well, it's definitely monotonic. And then also he was a Pisces, and what do Pisces have? They had Kali myrrh, Cali myrrh, because nobody know what frankincense and myrrh. They put myrrh and said, oh, it's a flower or something. I mean, it's got certain properties in it, but I don't think that was what it was. I mean, why would you give this to a child when it's going to be born? Now, frankincense has lots of properties of frankincense. It's antiseptic, and it also has some sort of neurological things. Basically, relax your mind, anxiety, takes all that away from you as problems. So what I did is I combined my cell salts, monatomic, and frankincense. Now back to what I read about something about the Egyptians. I was watching something about it. They used to make something called bread, and the bread they used to use, they used to give their god or the Taurus there, to give the stomach. Was like monotonic substances mixed with frankincense, cooked at 300 degrees or cooked for a while, probably cooked for a couple of days to be honest. So what I did is I put these three together because they're mine, they relate to me, and cooked it up. Frankincense, just all it did is it ended up crumbling to bits. So it was easy to have that. And, yeah, I did get a buzz of energy. I did feel more focused that day. Nothing over amazing about it, but it just felt very beneficial to my body. I did notice actually that frankincense, you can eat it raw. So if you have a little bit and chew it up, it's quite potent actually. It will give you quite a buzz of energy without cooking it. So it may be better actually without cooking it and having these three. I mean, so yeah, it's worth an experiment. I mean, like I say, I cooked it up just to sort of see what's the biblical side of things and whether it has any relation to the reality outside of that. I mean, of course it has connections, but it's yeah, something else actually. So I'll probably experiment and put my ORMUS into the mix. The frankincense raw, and I won't cook it up. So these can be powdered down anyway. So I'll put them all in my gob to be honest, and use the alchemy there. Just mix it with my saliva. Just chomp it and suck it for a while and whatever. And then once it's all turned into a liquid in your mouth, then you can swallow it, and then I'll just get the buzz out of it. This definitely does because, as I mentioned before, that tends to go up a bit, up a spectrum when I tend to have things with certain amounts of energy. Like if I look at the sun, I'll probably get a blast of energy out of that, and it seems to come and go. I can control it as well. I can strengthen the tinnitus, or can reduce it, raise the signal, different things like that. And it also moves around different parts of my brain. So it's a part of this enlightened process of going to the next level from where I am at the moment. So yeah, but this definitely works. I'm all going to do some research into because it has nanoparticle type properties in it. I did read something that basically it leaked through a rock as a plant's sort of the amber from it. So I'm going to look at ambers that possibly you can eat and the properties. I mean, I don't just want to poison myself; that would be just crazy. But if they do have properties, they might have natural ORMUS and other special ingredients that you wouldn't normally get anywhere else. So it may be worth looking at that. I mean, there's other things about the cell salts, like plasma and so on, is that with the human body, is we don't. It's not made out of protein or anything else. It's made from inside the body. The body makes the plasma itself. It doesn't. You cannot generate it in nature outside of your body. So there's special properties with your body and what the chemicals it generates and mineral resources it makes inside itself, and it can't get them from anywhere else. I mean, there might be a substitute for blood, I don't know. Well, it probably is some sort of plasma mix, but yeah, basically what you make inside yourself is charged with your own energy. That's why they said there's the sort of soul in the blood. And then some of these weird rituals in the past, like trying to extract the ORMUS out of the human blood. Things like that. What a waste of time. Especially if you've got your own blood, you can just use that. Just boost your own energy levels rather than do something crazy to some child or horrify somebody. So yeah, anyway, that's the video. I wanted to explain it better because the other video I tried to cook it up, but because I was in my flat, I didn't want to sort of make it sound a bit too nutty, and there's neighbours above, below, everywhere with me, so I didn't want to draw too much attention to myself. So it's a bit more quietly spoken. But I'm out in the park here, so I'm not really bothered. So anyway, yeah. So these are my little ingredients. So I will catch up with you soon.